What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today is a bit gloomy, so I don't know if the lighting is quite good, but I promise that I'll be uploading weekly, so here's the video. So guys, if you've not subscribed, please support this channel by subscribing. I will really appreciate. So please, before we start this video, can you please subscribe? Okay, thank you. So we've been doing a moving out series and it has been doing well so far. If you've not watched the previous episodes, please do. It will help you connect well with this episode. So in this episode, as I promised, we're going to talk about the cost of moving out for the first time, and I think I should just talk about just the average living so that everyone can be able to relate. Whatever place you're in life, I think the average living you can be able to quite resonate better. And so yeah guys, without wasting time, let's get into the video. So guys, on the day of moving out, of course you should have paid rent. So the first expense you'll incur is rent. So financial gurus usually encourage people to spend a third of their income in rent. So for example, if you're earning 30,000 Kenya shillings, it's advisable that you spend 10,000 shillings for your rent. And also, if it's the first time, obviously you are expected in Kenya, I don't know about others, but in Kenya you're expected to pay a security deposit, which is equivalent to the amount of rent. The first month you're moving out, you're expected to pay, for this case, 20,000 Kenya shillings, 10,000 for the rent and 10,000 for the security deposit. So yeah, after paying your rent, the other expense you will incur is transportation cost. So where you are moving out from to where you're moving in. So that only depends on the distance. I don't know what your distance will be, but it depends if you're moving out from Shanks to a town or whatever the case, or just somewhere close. It depends. If it's somewhere close, the transportation cost obviously will be a bit cheaper. If it's far, you'll spend more on that. The other expense that you'll definitely incur in your first month of living is service charges. So service charges, what I mean by that is things like garbage payment. In Nairobi, I can say that this garbage charges ranges between 200 shillings to 300 shillings or thereabout. So be ready to pay for garbage. Nobody is about to just help you dispose your waste without payment. To be honest, I didn't know that that was part of, you should pay for waste disposal in Nairobi, because I was not exposed to Nairobi previously. I used to live in Nyeri, and in Nyeri there is no such thing, at least for most of the people, I guess. So I was quite surprised, but it has been going on well. And for me, I usually pay 200 shillings per month, and I think it's quite manageable. Yeah, so expect to pay garbage charges, and later, probably when you progress in life, for the high-end living, you might need to pay for gym membership, for swimming pool and so on. Such things are different. Whatever place you want to move into, remember there are service charges. Water charges or water bill is also another expense, and I know that's common. I know you guys already know that. So, but anyway, what I wanted to say is some apartments want you to pay the water bill plus the rent. So the water bill is inclusive in the rent, but others, the water bill is exclusive from the rent. So when you're moving in, ensure that you ask your caretaker or the agent if the water bill is inclusive or exclusive of the rent. Yeah. So another thing is water deposit. I don't know, did I pay water deposit here? Man, I don't even remember. But in other places that I've lived before, there is water deposit. So you pay to the sewerage company of that area. So if you're living in Thika, it will be, you pay the water deposit to Tiwasco, if it's whatever the place and all that, So there's also water deposit. I don't know if I paid, I don't quite remember, but I've paid that before when I was living in Nyeri. So yeah, have that in mind. The other expense you will incur definitely is the electricity charges, and most of the time I find that electricity is quite expensive in Kenya. I don't know why, but anyway, you can pay electricity by either tokens or the KPLC meter, but personally I prefer if you move into an apartment where there's a token meter, so you can pay your electricity via tokens, and that's quite easy. The reason I say that is because if you don't have money, trust me, even that 100 Kenya shillings will help you. I think 100 shillings gives you 6 units, and 6 units can last you for a week, which I think is quite good. Yeah, so have that in mind. Remember that you won't be living in a dungeon. You'll be living in a house or a room, and that room, you need things in that place. I just encourage you to write a list of the things that you will need in sections. So for example, the living area, you might need a couch, electronics, and a coffee table. For the kitchen area, you'll need utensils, electronics, and food stuff. For the bedroom, you will need duvet, sheets, and pillows. And also, if you're moving into a mosquito infested area, you will need a mosquito net. Personally, the place where I stay right now is mosquito infested, so I really needed a mosquito net. Luckily I had carried one, but I remember my first night I had not put it up, so my first night was just terrible. I had to wake up at the middle of the night to just look for somewhere that I'll just put the net so that I can be able to enjoy my sleep. So don't forget that. Know if you're moving to a mosquito infested area or not. Also, what people tend to forget is the bathroom space. For the bathroom space, you need your bathroom supplies. So bathroom supplies, for this case, I mean the personal effects, things like soap, detergent, body oil or body lotion, hair oil or hair products, such things, tissue, whatever. Those are the things that when you're moving out you might really forget. So ensure that you write and tick them while as you go. When you have it, just tick that way. It's a more organized way of moving out, and you won't forget the important things. So once you're settled in, you'll find that there are other things that you might incur during that first month of living, like the installation charges. So if you're moving into an apartment that doesn't have an instant shower and you want to buy, so obviously you will have to incur installation charges. Also, for me, I'm quite particular on the windows, so I like an apartment that has the curtain rods. But sometimes you find like this house, the window has a good curtain rod, but the door didn't have a good curtain rod. So I had to incur the cost of buying a new curtain rod and also the installation of the curtain rod for it to look a bit more presentable. So I don't know if that will be your case, but anyway, I just advise you to move into a house that you find that everything is perfect, so that you don't have to incur all other costs. But sometimes you have to compromise. For me, I compromised the door situation because I knew that I could afford doing it to my taste. Accessibility also I think should be part of this episode, because it determines the expenses. Accessibility to your house will determine the amount of rent that you will pay. So for example, if your apartment is too far from the main road, there's a high probability that the rent will be way lower. But if your apartment is closer to the main road, then it means that your rent will hike quite a bit. So yeah, accessibility can make you pay more or pay less depending on where you're living. This episode has been short and sweet, and I'm sorry that I couldn't be able to really calculate and break it down for you guys, but this was just a guidance on what to expect, and I think some people have been guided well by this. And just a fun fact, for my case, when I was moving out, I had spent quite some money, and I was feeling like this thing is so expensive. But I remember after I had settled in, my house was almost empty again. I was like, where has all the money gone to now? It was quite empty, honestly, and I was wondering, wow, all this money just for an empty. I thought my house would be a bit full, a bit lively, but no. Being full and lively has taken me quite some time, and I know you guys will also have a good journey. I'd also like to shout out my friend. She's called Winnie Chebet, aka Butterfly. She's the one who's really pressured me or encouraged me to do this episode. She was telling me that enda utumalizishie episode huko kwa series please. So yeah, thank you girl for always supporting me, and thank you my subscribers for always coming back to watch my videos. I don't take it for granted. Guys, still a reminder, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. The next episodes now will be fun. I don't think it will be a sit down. Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, more content coming your way, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.